Ha! There I am. It's like, where the heck am I? Hello, everyone, and welcome. DSP here, and this is the Week in Preview, ladies and gents. Today is Sunday, March 13th, 2016, and welcome to Combat Week. That's right, this week coming up, I am calling Combat Week because all of the stuff that I'll be covering this week has to do with kind of one-on-one, hand-to-hand fighting. We've got Street Fighter V, we've got the release of UFC2, a brand new game, and then later on this week we got POKKEN Tournament. So I'm going to be talking about all of that in just a moment, but before we get to that, I want to very quickly review what I did this past week, just in case you weren't in the know, and also I want to dispel a couple rumors and give some updates regarding things going on with my new channels and Patreon and all of that, okay? So first off, this past week was pretty exciting. A lot of people were like, man, Phil's not going to play the division. What is he going to do? Is it going to be anything interesting? In my opinion, it was. I thought it was a pretty great week, despite the fact that I really didn't think that the division was going to be very interesting for me to cover. I went ahead and I did a ton of gameplay, including a lot more of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. I played another session of Street Fighter V Online featuring Rashid and Zangief, which I thought was a very good session because I focused in on characters that I think I knew the most about, and I actually learned a lot and had a lot of fun playing. In addition to that, there was a new release with Hitman this week, the very first release of the episodic content of that game. And I did that's right, two Hearthstone streams. The first time I've ever done anything like that with any kind of a turn-based card game, any kind of a game that would be considered a mobile game to some, and it was pretty interesting, and I was very pleased with the amount, at least the amount of enjoyment that I got out of it, and people who watched the videos and watched the live streams got out of it. Was it like, oh my god, the best thing I've ever done, and the views were out of the ceiling? Of course not. I didn't think it would be. Hearthstone's a year-and-a-half old game, if not older, but it was something different, and it's cool because I think what's going to happen now is because I've played that game a little bit, when I have downtime from now and then, I can go back and play it and do a stream with everyone, interacting, and that was one of the big things about the Hearthstone gameplay I did this week, that I interacted directly with the stream chat all the time. Totally different from when I'm doing like a narrative story-based playthrough. This was so different, and I really learned a ton about the game just by talking with people in stream chat, and I had a ton of fun. So if you haven't yet checked out any of that stuff, you certainly should. In particular, obviously the Twilight Princess ongoing playthrough is good if you like Nintendo stuff. The Hitman was very interesting to see how this game's going to pan out this year. And I do just want to let everyone know I did do a mini review / impressions of Hitman, the prologue and episode 1 that was released this past Friday over on my YouTube channel, KO Gaming, which is at youtube.com/KO Gaming 1. So if you didn't check out that video yet, I strongly recommend you do, especially if you don't have 3.5 hours to check out all the gameplay. This is a way that it summarizes it and lets you know my thoughts on it after playing that first episode. Okay? But just the Hearthstone by itself is going to be something that I think, because I enjoy doing it so much, I'm going to go back to every once in a while. It certainly won't be anything like every single week, and it's not going to be an ongoing playthrough, but it's fun because if there's a downtime day or there's a session here, I don't know what to do, I could always do a Hearthstone stream and interact with people in the stream chat and have a lot of fun with it. So that was a fun experiment, and I'm glad that I did it this week. Alright, so today, right now, I'm recording the Week in Preview. And obviously, this is going to go live on the King of Hate Vlogs, okay? Earlier this week, I did a special vlog right here on the King of Hate Vlogs, my reactions to the Captain America Civil War Trailer 2. This was the big trailer that revealed a lot more about the movie, including a new character debuting for sure, and you got to see this character for the first time. I'm not going to spoil here because obviously I want you to go and watch that video, so check that out if you haven't, okay? Tonight, immediately following me filming this, which is going to be within, say, 20 minutes here, I'm going to be filming my reactions and kind of a review of the WWE Roadblock event that happened last night in Toronto, Canada, and it was streamed exclusively over the WWE Network. I checked it out. I have a lot to say about this event, and I hope that you'll check out that video, again, right here on the King of Hate Vlogs later tonight. Alright? Tomorrow, Monday, I'll be returning to Street Fighter V, and it's going to be another weekly stream, which is awesome. I'm glad that I'm able to return to this game at least once a week. I'll forewarn everyone at this point, I don't think I'm going to do another weekly stream next week. The only reason I say that is because the new content for Street Fighter V is supposed to come out by the end of this month, including Alex, the release of the new character, plus it's supposed to be the Trials and Challenge mode, plus there's supposed to be online lobbies that are available and actually working, plus the tutorial mode. So if all that actually launches, right, I'm probably going to be doing a significant chunk of Street Fighter V gameplay by the end of the month, and therefore I don't want to keep doing stream, and then overload the channel with Street Fighter V. So tomorrow, March 14th, Monday, will be the last Street Fighter V kind of online play stream that I'm going to do, and then you won't see Street Fighter V again until the DLC and the expansion is released sometime this month. All right? So what am I planning on doing tomorrow? Well, obviously more online play, but unfortunately, and this is actually something I'm going to talk about tomorrow night, and I'll explain that in a moment. Since that first week of Street Fighter V, since they tweaked the netcode, even if you choose casual matches, about 90% of the time when you're trying to play Street Fighter V online, you get matched up with someone who is of higher skill level than you. In my case, I've been matched up with people who have like double the amount of points, triple the amount of matches put in, and who have these online strategies that are just like insanely safe block strings and shit that I'm not learning from when I play against them, because I'm just getting completely shut down. So if I try to play a new character or whatever, I don't even get to try anything, because it's just lockdown, 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 and the match is done quickly, and it's like, why did I bother playing? I can understand why you would want online matchmaking to be more difficult, because you're being challenged, you're challenging yourself to play better players. If you were playing your main characters who you're trying to focus on and maybe you've been playing with for a while and you have valid strategies with them. But the inability to play the game online without constantly being pitted against people way higher skill level than you, especially when you're trying to learn new characters, baffles my fucking mind, and it almost eliminates half the reason why I like playing fighting games online. I like taking a new character and going online and messing around and maybe not necessarily always facing a giant overpowered enemy who's been playing one character since the launch day of the fucking game and is going to destroy me in 50 seconds. It's really annoying. And so tomorrow, I honestly, even though people would say, try this character, I'm like, why would I bother? I'm going to lose almost instantly in 95% of the matches, and I'll learn nothing. It'll be literally a waste of 3.5 hours of gameplay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to play again with the characters that I feel a little bit comfortable with, including Ryu, Rashid, and maybe some more Zangief. There's a chance I may try a character like Chun-Li or something like that, but unfortunately, because of what they've done with the netcode of this game, my hands are tied. I don't have anyone to play with offline to try stuff with characters. I don't have endless hours to sit in training mode and program training dummies to play against. My time playing Street Fighter V is literally the once a week I sit down for a few hours to play online, period. That's the time I have for it. And Capcom apparently doesn't care about people who don't have a lot of time to play. They are catering once again to the hardcore fan base rather than the casual person who just wants to sit down and enjoy the game for a few hours a week. So I'm going to talk about all that. Let me explain. I'm going to do a 3.5 hour stream tomorrow of Street Fighter V. Tomorrow night, tomorrow evening, I'm going to make a new video. It's going to be for KO Gaming. It's going to be edited, an edited style video, and it's going to be, after 1 month of Street Fighter V now being released, a retrospective on what I think about the game. What are my different thoughts now that it's the difference between only having the game for that first week versus playing it, you know, over the course of a month? What do I think about the balance of the characters? What do I think about the online matchmaking, the netcode, and all my thoughts about the game after a month? Because I'll be honest with you, some of my thoughts have changed, some of my thoughts are the same, and I think have a better big view picture of what the game is now that I've played it for a month, and I want to share that with you. Okay, so that's going to be tomorrow night. So gameplay on stream during the day. Tomorrow night, working on the special vlog, edited video for KO Gaming, and that'll be released Monday night. Okay? Tuesday, big new release, UFC2. It's been 2 years since a UFC game has been released. I have no idea if they're going to be doing the face scan stuff again. Last time it was kind of funny. The face scan stuff kind of did work in UFC, although it didn't necessarily proportion it to my body properly, so my body didn't look like it was properly proportioned, but it did kind of work. So I'd be interested to see if it works this time around. Now this UFC, apparently they've improved a lot of stuff since the last one 2 years ago. Keep in mind, characters like CM Punk is going to be in it, which is crazy because he hasn't even had a UFC fight yet he's in the freaking UFC game. I'm curious to see what exactly is going to happen. I don't know if I'm just going to be doing my career mode like I did last time, or maybe I'll try online fights. I don't know. But getting that on Tuesday. So that's going to be my gameplay stream for Tuesday, okay? And dependent on what's going on Tuesday, I may even do more gameplay later on that night. I don't know if I'll stream a second time or not. But yeah, I would like to definitely play a lot of UFC on that launch day. Kind of the same thing on Wednesday, more UFC during the day. And I'll see what happens. Maybe by that point, I've put in, 6-7 hours of gameplay. Maybe I'll want to do a video that's like my first impressions on the game. If not, okay, then maybe Wednesday night, I'll do some offline Twilight Princess Zelda gameplay, because I don't want to leave behind all of those who've been following along my Twilight Princess playthrough for a week now, just because this is combat week, and I know every game is catered towards kind of one-on-one fighting. I don't necessarily want to leave those people in the dust, so I may be doing some Twilight Princess Wednesday night, and similarly, maybe even Thursday night, as I play UFC during the daytime, I may be going at nighttime and doing some Twilight Princess. We'll see, okay? And then, on Friday, POKKEN Tournament. This is the combination of Pokemon and Tekken kind of smashed together. I've heard many things about this game. I've not actually seen gameplay, but I've heard about how there's 2D and 3D integration, and you go between the two depending on what's going on in fights. I've heard that there actually is a campaign mode in the game, by which it's like league mode. You're going through a Pokemon league and trying to level up your Pokemon while you get different trainers and stuff, and I guess there's kind of a story that you go through, and that takes a while, but there's also competitive gameplay. So I'm very intrigued at what the heck this game is going to be when I check it out on Friday. That may be 2 sessions of gameplay again, because it's a new release. We'll see. All right. This coming weekend, there will be more POKKEN Tournament. Obviously, since it's the new release, there will probably more than likely be more UFC. And whatever else comes with that. I don't know exactly how much content is going to be available in each of these games. All right. But I do want to give an honest shot at them and see how far I can get in them. All right. Also on Saturday, excuse me, I said Wednesday. On Saturday, there will be a new DSP Tries It this week. After, get this, ladies and gents, where do you hear this? 3 months, I've been looking for a particular product that I really wanted to try on DSP Tries It. 3 months, I've been looking for it. I finally found it this past weekend, and it's a perfect time to try this item. I'm not going to spoil what it is, but let me say it will be a very kind of interesting original thing. I think you're going to like this DSP Tries It. So that's going to be this coming Saturday. All right. What else? Well, let me give you, as I said, I wanted to clear up a few things in regards to some rumors that have been spreading around that are complete bullshit. I also want to clear up some stuff about Patreon for the end of the month, so that way you have an idea what to expect by the end of the month. All right. First of all, there's no other new releases this month besides whenever this DLC comes out for Street Fighter V. Okay, that's really it. Maybe there'll be a random episodic release or something here or there, but for the most part, after POKKEN Tournament, that's it. You've got 2 weeks at the end of March with no new releases. So that means it'll be the perfect time to continue on with coverage of games such as The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. If I want to do more UFC and keep going on with POKKEN Tournament until I feel that I've, gotten enough out of that game. In addition, I will be starting the Patron's Choice playthrough. It's going to start that next to last week of March, probably around the second half of the week, like Thursday, Friday, okay? The game, at this point, it's almost all but determined. It's going to be Persona 3, okay? There's very little chance, unless there's a bunch of patrons who really didn't vote. I mean, the poll's been live for 2 weeks now. And they come out of nowhere and they start voting up and changing stuff. The game's leading by a big lead. So it looks like Persona 3 will be the Patron's Choice playthrough. I'll be playing it at least 2 sessions that next to last week of March, probably 2 more sessions the last week of March. In addition to that, I'll also be doing a marathon at the end of this month. It's actually, right now I'm tentatively setting it for March 31st, a Thursday. A 7-hour plus marathon, which is, it looks like, per the polling, which has been live now for a week, it looks like it's going to be the conclusion of Conker's Bad Fur Day HD, which I started back in late December. At this point, it's leading the poll. And the only thing that's, I believe, right behind it is Crash Bandicoot 3, but there's a big margin in the voting. So it looks like it's probably going to be the conclusion of Conker. That'll be the final day of March, unless, there's a final, a last-minute change or an audible or whatever, which I'll let you know. But that's what I'm gearing towards right now. Okay, so all of that coming this month, plus whenever the DLC content for Street Fighter V is released, that's pretty much laying us out for the rest of this month. If there happens to be downtime, or I get burnt out playing what I'm playing, maybe I will do another stream of something like Hearthstone or something like that, okay? Excuse me, you have to keep clearing my throat, it's bothering me. Last but not least here, ladies and gents. Within the next week, I will have a new goal up for Patreon. I'll let you know what it is, and that goal obviously will be for funding for this month. If you want to check it out, right over here, patreon.com/darksidephil. Keep in mind that your pledges to my Patreon are allowing me to do this full time. I know that you have loved, I could just tell from the viewership that you have absolutely loved the increase in vlogging that I've been doing this year. You're enjoying the fact that I'm still doing the raw gameplay the way that I used to do it, but that I do take time to do montages and reviews and first impressions videos and things like that over on KO Gaming. Okay, so thanks for that. Thanks for your support. Please consider pledging. At this point, it's about halfway through the month. Once the goal's set up, I'll let you know how close we are to the goal, yada, yada, yada. We'll get to that later, but I just want to throw that out there. And now, before I finish the video, to dispel the ridiculous rumor that I heard this week, numerous people came to me and said, Phil, did you see on Twitter people are posting up evidence that your new channel, KO Gaming, has been unpartnered with Machinima, and that's why you stopped doing hits of the week, and all this drama. What the fuck? And that's all I have to say. What the fuck? Why are people so gullible? I need to have an answer, finally. I need to have an answer on why people believe that shit that teenagers post up on Twitter that's completely unfounded and has little to no fucking evidence besides maybe a coincidental screen capture from some third-party service. Like, what the fuck? Let me tell you something about how YouTube works, because people are so, I guess, they're so ignorant. They don't understand it. When a channel is partnered, it's public knowledge. You can find it out. You don't need to go to a third-party website. In fact, if you just look at the source code for any page on YouTube, you can see if a channel is partnered or not. So all anyone needed to do was look at the source code for KO Gaming, and they would have known, oh, it's still partnered with Machinima. It is still partnered with Machinima. I don't know where this unfounded nonsense comes from. And the fact that I get people coming to me, oh, you stopped doing this kind of video on that channel because it's not partnered anymore and you're not making money. Preposterous, because then I wouldn't make any videos for that channel, right? If I wasn't partnered anymore on KO Gaming, why would I make any videos on that channel? It wouldn't make any fucking sense at all. So it's just complete nonsense from these fucking people. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're making shit up once again for the sake of drama. And I just wanted to let everyone know, no, there's nothing negative going on at all. Everything's fine right now. If something like that had happened, like let's say somehow I did lose partnership on one of my channels, I would tell you. I've always been transparent. I'm always upfront with stuff like that. There's no reason why I would ever hold something back like that. I would want you to know so that if I'm going to do a review, I'm not doing it on KO Gaming anymore, it's going to be over here, I would let you know. So don't listen to the silly drama. Don't be gullible, because that's what these kids want. They want attention by making shit up, literally just making shit up, unsubstantiated, zero evidence of anything. They do it to try to get attention for themselves, right? And just throw up the drama. Here I am all week. I'm playing games. I'm doing stuff, and then someone tweets me about it, and I'm like, I don't know what they're talking about. And then I get an email about it, and then I get 5 more tweets, and then the stream chat every day, 10, 15 people are coming and asking about it. I'm like, what is this bullshit? Why do people believe this? Why are you so gullible? Stop it. Stop being so gullible. The people who say shit like that are doing it to get your goat, to make you believe shit with no evidence whatsoever. Just because someone posted a screenshot of bullshit on Twitter doesn't mean it's legit, and it doesn't mean that it's evidence of anything. The only one who could tell you if a partner channel is partnered is me, from my own internal data from the channel, and from someone who knows how to read the source code of the page. But it's all public knowledge, and it's very silly that people are falling for this bullshit. It really is. So take anything that you hear about me with a grain of salt. Chances are, even though there may be a grain of truth somewhere in there, 99% of the time, it's complete and utter bullshit. This is one of the cases where it is. So don't worry about KO Gaming. It's not going anywhere. Quite simply, when it comes to hits of the week, I'll be very honest and upfront with everyone, because some people have been asking this question recently. Hits of the Week was a series that I did for 1 month straight. I worked 8 to 10 hours on that show every week. I'm not kidding you, because it would be the second half of a day, at least 2 days a week. One day I'd be gathering all the videos and looking for the greatest moments and trying to figure out how I was going to edit them together and getting music for it and, you know, all that stuff. And the next day I would sit down and I would actually edit all that stuff together and do it all. And quite honestly, Hits of the Week started here. The next week it went here, the next week it went here, and the next week it went here. And then I brought it back for Street Fighter V, and that didn't even perform half as good as some of the Hits of the Week videos that I'd done previously. The bottom line is this. Montages make sense if it's a long-form playthrough of a game where you don't have time to watch the whole playthrough and you want to see the highlights. But doing it once a week, just as a general video of the best stuff that happened, isn't paying off. If I'm going to be putting in anywhere from 1 to 2 days of 4 to 8 hours of work, and literally those videos were on average taking around 8 hours of work to put out, and people have lost interest in them, but would rather see game reviews, would rather see reaction videos, right? Vlogging. That's the stuff I'm going to focus on. It's business 101. I listen to what my customers are telling me through the viewership. They're saying, this is what we like, and that's what I'm going to do more of for you. So, understood. I heard loud and clear what people were saying. Hits of the Week was cool as an idea to start, but the interest fell off. People would rather see other stuff, and that's what I've been focusing on. I didn't just stop doing it for any weird reason, like because KO Gaming wasn't partnered. That doesn't make any sense at all. It's nonsense. Don't believe that nonsense. Don't be gullible and buy into that shit. I will tell you if anything happens, all right? Right now, Hits of the Week is basically suspended, but there is potential that I will do montages for certain upcoming playthroughs. For example, games like Quantum Break, or Dark Souls 3, or Uncharted 4. Those are playthroughs that maybe people won't have time to watch the whole playthrough, but they are AAA releases, and people want to see the best moments of my playthrough. Then I might take the time to do an edited montage and put it up on KO Gaming. But I'm not going to do it weekly when the interest isn't there, and the blatant results in black and white, the interest was not there, and that's why I stopped doing it. There you go. You got it from the horse's mouth, okay? That's it, everyone. Thank you for watching the Week in Preview. I hope to see you all week for Combat Week. I'm very excited for it. Without further ado, special thanks to the following February patrons who made this upcoming platforming marathon possible that's coming up at the end of March. That's it, everyone. Peace out. I'll see you next week for more Week in Preview. I hope to see you all week for combat gameplay. Thanks for watching. See you then.